Are you stuck on what to cook for dinner? If so, well, I've got you, friend. In today's video, we are cooking a full home-cooked meal that's easy, affordable, and packed with flavor. We're talking about juicy meatballs, flavorful Brussels sprouts, baked sweet potatoes, and a spiced, moist, delicious carrot cake for dessert. Now, this is a comfort food dinner that will have your family asking for seconds. If you've been searching for easy dinner recipes or just simple dinner ideas or just want to know how to put a meal together from scratch, this is the video for you. Doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to taste good. Now let's get in this kitchen and get to cooking. All right, y'all, let's get into this budget-friendly dinner. We're gonna start with the meatballs, and I'm using ground turkey today because we're being a little demure with the foods that we eat this week. But listen, if you've got some ground beef or ground chicken in your fridge, you can use that instead. No need to make a special trip to the store. Use what you already have. Now for the seasonings, we're gonna add some flavor. I'll put the full recipe down in the description box, but just so you know, don't be shy with the seasoning because bland meatballs, we don't do that here.
We don't do that here.
I'm also adding in some Italian style breadcrumbs. Now, why Italian? Because they come pre-seasoned. That parsley, a pinch of garlic, some oregano, it just adds a little something special without me having to pull out my whole entire spice cabinet. Now, let's get these meatballs rolled and bring this flavor on home. Now, listen, I'm using an old ice cream scoop that we don't even use anymore for ice cream, but it still serves a purpose. I think it's about a tablespoon in size, and I love using it because it helps me keep the meatballs nice and even. We're gonna pop these in the oven until they're cooked all the way through and golden brown. All right, now the meatballs are out of the oven. They're looking good, but we ain't done just yet. I'm transferring them to this pot and pouring in some good old barbecue sauce. Now, we love Sweet Baby Ray's in this house. It's sweet, it's smoky, it's got that little tang. But listen, use whatever barbecue sauce your family likes. You can even do homemade if that's what your family likes. Just let those meatballs simmer in that sauce until they are warmed all the way through and soaked up with all that flavor. These turned out so flavorful. Sin City was a mafia. Now let's talk about these sweet potatoes. So these have already been washed and scrubbed clean, and before I wrap them in foil, I'm rubbing a little Crisco on the outside, just a little bit on the skin. You can use any oil or shortening you have on hand. Now you might be wondering, why are we greasing the skin if we're just going to bake them? That little bit of fat helps the skin to stay nice and soft while they bake, instead of drying out or getting tough, because we don't want tough sweet potatoes. Before I wrap these sweet potatoes up in foil, I like to poke a few holes in them with a fork. Now you might be wondering, why are we poking holes with a fork? I'm glad you asked, because poking holes actually lets the steam escape while they are baking, and it also helps them cook nice and even on the inside, and it keeps them from getting too soggy or bursting open while they bake. We don't want our sweet potatoes to burst open while they're baking. Now these are going to bake at 400 degrees for about an hour. After an hour, you want to check them with a fork. If it slides in easy and they feel soft all the way through, they are ready. If not, just pop them back in for a little bit longer until they are good and tender. When it's ready, and you'll know, because they'll melt in your mouth. They'll be soft and full of that natural sweetness. Sin City was a mafia. Now let's talk about these Brussels sprouts. You know, Brussels sprouts is that one vegetable that gets a bad rep. Folks hear the name Brussels sprouts and immediately turn up their nose. Yes, because I used to be one of them until I found this recipe. I thought they were bitter little cabbage balls that nobody in their right mind would eat. But let me tell you something. It's all in how you cook them. This is how we take things up a notch. I started with 2 slices of bacon and then I cut them in half so it looks like I'm working with 4. Once that bacon is nice and crispy, I'm tossing in 1 Eckrich sausage sliced up and straight into that bacon fat. We're not wasting flavor or food. I'm only using 1 sausage today since I'm stretching it between this meal and another meal later this week. I've got red beans and rice on the menu, so I'm saving the rest of the sausage for that. Now, once that sausage has a little color on both sides, I'm going to take a slotted spoon to scoop it out and let it drain on a paper towel. No need to drain the pan because all that bacon and sausage goodness is going to stay right where it is. And that's what I call liquid gold. Now it's time for the star of the show, our Brussels sprouts. I sliced them in half earlier and I'm adding them straight into that same pan. That's how you build flavor. Now, while the Brussels sprouts are cooking, I added some onions and then I'm going to give it a good stir. And y'all, I wish y'all could smell my kitchen right now. Once the Brussels sprouts and onions have cooked down a bit and started to soften, I'm hitting it with some black pepper and a little Cajun seasoning. I don't measure, I just season to taste. You'll know when it's right when it's to your liking. After it's seasoned just the way I like it, I'm adding the sausage back in and I'm crumbling that bacon right on top. And then you're going to let all of it cook together so those flavors can really get to know each other. And now for the twist, the game changer, the balsamic grape glaze. When I tell you this stuff had my family coming back for seconds and thirds, it's sweet, tangy, and just ties the whole thing together. So now we're just going to let that simmer just a little bit longer until the Brussels sprouts are tender but not mushy. And this is how they turned out, y'all.
Sin City wasn't made for you.
All right, so let's talk about dessert because no good dinner is complete without a little something sweet at the end. This week, I'm making carrot cake. I'm using my usual go-to recipe, 4 room temperature eggs, 1 cup of room temperature milk. Now, I know most cake mixes call for oil, but I like to double that measurement and use butter instead. And of course, we're adding raisins. I know some people skip them, but to me, that's part of what makes a carrot cake. Well, carrot cake. I'd love to throw in some chopped nuts, but with all of the nut allergies in my house, I always leave them out. It's just not worth the risk, and it still turns out delicious without them. All right, let me go ahead and get this carrot cake in the oven so it can do its thing while we finish up dinner. I'm following the baking instructions on the back of the box, so this cake will bake for about 33 to 36 minutes. I usually start checking around the 33-minute point, and if it needs more baking, I'll let it stay in for another 2 to 3 minutes. And this is how it turned out.
Sin City wasn't made for you.
Here's everything all plated up. Y'all, this was super budget friendly. The ground turkey was $187, the Brussels sprouts were $197, the bag of sweet potatoes were $297, and the cake mix was $123. The corn was already in the freezer, so I threw it in as an extra vegetable. All together, this meal came out to just $8.04 or $1.60 per plate. You can't beat that with a stick, y'all. Look at all the food that we are getting for $1.60 per plate.
Hello viewers, welcome to another episode of Jordan's Reviews. I've been here, y'all been wanting more Jordan's Reviews. I am grateful for that fact. I love to hear that y'all enjoy Jordan's Reviews because I enjoy it too. I love reviewing my mother's cooking because it quite frankly just never misses. It's always good, really. I can't hate. No, there's really nothing you could do that probably wouldn't make me no, there's just not much you can do wrong. I mean, I'll eat just about anything, and my mother is like chef's kiss of a cook, so that makes it even better. Yes, it's just the truth. I'm telling the truth. And what we have here today is an exquisite combination I don't think I've ever saw. So what we have here is Brussels sprouts with a little bit of sausage.
Sausage and bacon.
Sausage and bacon, and then we got a
Barbecue meatballs.
mighty. That might just. I think that's gonna be my favorite thing on the plate. I ain't gonna hold you. It looks seasoned to perfection. It got the barbecue sauce. It got the okay. And you'll probably also notice the whole potato. For me, I'm always used to seeing sweet potatoes cut up and then I'll eat them separately. Whole potato. It's like, you know, this is still a little shocker to me seeing the whole thing in there. I don't mind this one bit. No, I actually love it. It's something new. I get to taste the potato in all of its texture and glory. And of course, you got a little corn. So that's
we can't forget.
Can't forget what?
Dessert.
Oh! We got dessert. What's this? What is this? Is it what I think it is?
It is.
Carrot cake. Y'all know what I said about cake. My favorites, red velvet first, of course. Second, I was gonna give that to chocolate, but thinking about the texture, no. Okay, third is carrot cake. First red velvet, second chocolate, third carrot cake. Y'all probably already noticed by now if y'all been paying attention to the videos. This is gonna be bussin', but to encourage vegetable eating, you know, fruity and all that stuff for the youth. Where was I? Technical difficulties over. Yeah, sorry viewers. The little camera spazzed out a little, you know, not like in a horror movie how the TV kind of just flickers on and off, kind of like that, you know. Or if you're a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, I guess, I don't know, shoot, Springtrap just showed up and everything just went haywire. That's besides the point. We're going back to where I was. Brussels sprouts, veggies. I think the camera was cutting out because maybe the camera doesn't like veggies. But hey, I'm an encourager. The fork fell.
Did it? Where did it fall?
Oh, not too far. So, without a doubt, with all my bambling, let's get that out of the way and let's actually get to eating. I want to get all of it. I want to get the bacon. I want to get the Brussels. I want to get the sausage. Okay, here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna. God dang it! Chicken nuggets and biscuits. That's when you need blended flavors. Okay.
What do you taste?
I tasted the Brussels sprouts, I tasted the bacon, and I tasted the sausage. And then I'm going to assume what else I tasted was probably whatever you threw with the Brussels sprouts, sausage, and bacon. So I tasted a little bit of sauce. Do we feel like you need sauce on it?
Yep, it's called balsamic-glazed, grape flavor.
Balsamic-glazed grape. That would explain that taste. Okay. It was pretty good. It was a shocker to the senses. I was expecting maybe just veggies and meat. That was kind of what I was expecting. I was pleasantly surprised. That did surprise me. I was not expecting the little sauce that I knew it was sauced up with something that was glistening, so I just didn't know what it was covered in. Now, with that out of the way, let's see this little... How do you attack a whole potato from Idaho? Oh.
Just eat the insides.
Just eat the inside? Mm-hmm. Is the outside edible or is it just...
I mean, I think it is edible. You can eat it. Mm-hmm. But I probably just go with the inside.
Okay. The inside it is. We're just going to take a small chunkaroonie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Is it hot?
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, it is not hot. But what it is hot in is flavor. Because that was pretty smoking hot. If I'm talking flavor-wise. That was pretty good. Hang on. I gotta... Oh. I think if I get around to the meatballs and they don't... I mean, I feel like they're going to take me by surprise with the flavor. But right now, the sweet potatoes might be my favorite thing on this entire plate right now. Because that was actually pretty... I don't know what you did, but it tasted... It was busting. I'll say that right now. It was busting. Now, I probably should just use my hands because now when I'm trying to get this off, it's going to be quite the struggle. But hey, you know what they say. Got stuck between my dang teeth. Yep. Between both my 2 front teeth, bro. It got stuck specifically there. Delicious and sweet. I'll give it that. But god dang, you got stuck in my teeth. I was gonna freak. But okay, and now we've gone around. We have gone around. We got the healthier options out the way. Now it's time for the that is thick. Oh no. I mean, oh yes, oh no. I mean, I was expecting, okay. We gotta put a little oomph behind this. What you make these things out of?
Hopefully not that tough.
I had to actually drive some force in this meatball. It was actually pretty freaking good. Like, despite almost just being very tough, it was pretty. It's actually way easier to chew than it is to poke. Yeah, I would
You said you going for round 2?
delicious, sweet. That is indeed a meatball. I think that's probably like one of the first times. I think I've had too many meatballs in my life. I think I've only had like the
Only
one
a
from
Subway.
Yeah, I think that's the only meatball I've had. A Subway sandwich was the only life experience for meatballs I've had. No, I will definitely say these things are good. I think it's probably the barbecue sauce I'm tasting. And whatever else is on it. I did something, yeah, let's just say that's stuck on my teeth again. And it came back up. My voice was booming, and I guess that boomed the food up too. Anywho, meatballs delicious. This entire plate, it's between the potato and the meatballs. And seeing how I kind of had to take a second bite for the meatballs, I will give it to the meatballs. They were pretty freaking good. Very delicious. The texture is actually good. Now, I know y'all saw me had to dang near stab the thing, but it is easier to chew than it is to poke into. And that is something I like. The inside is just, I don't know what you did to it. I really don't, mama, but yeah, you outdid yourself with the meatballs. I'll say that. They are, yeah. That's my rating. That's my favorite part. The carrot cake. I'm just going, man. We don't need the fruit. I'm about to just. No, we about to.
Just inhale the whole.
We gonna inhale the whole cake. Yeah, let me just. What did you do to it? It tastes better than the other ones you made.
I actually put frosting on this one.
It's upgraded. Hang on.
You say it's upgraded.
The carrot cake's delicious. Sweet, delicious, heavenly, heaven sent. It's absolutely out of this world. Astronomically delicious. Yes, it is. I would go to Saturn and back for a cake like this. Yes, yeah, that's what I would do. That cake, this cake right here, this carrot cake right here, Bugs Bunny would be proud. Alright, with all that means, okay, from this to that to this to that, I'll give it a 20,000 out of 10.
20,000?
I'll give it a positive, yeah, 20,000 out of 10. That's my final offer. That is my deduction. I've tasted, I've ate, I enjoyed. With all that being said, viewers, y'all know what to do. I don't gotta say it. I know I don't gotta say it. Y'all know what to do. I hope I would have to say it because I love y'all. I love you all. However, y'all know it. Y'all love me. So God bless the day, but I'm feeling hungry. I got a case of the munchies. So big bag attack. I'll see you in the next one.
You heard it, y'all. Straight from Jordan. 20,000 out of 10. If he loves Brussels sprouts, then you know this dinner was a win. Now, I hope this video gave you some inspiration for your next family dinner. Whether you're trying to keep things budget friendly or you just need some new ideas to get out of a cooking rut, this meal was proof that you don't need a lot of fancy ingredients to make an amazing meal for your family. Now, if you enjoyed cooking with me today, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not a part of the family, I would love for you to become a part of the family by hitting that subscribe button so that we can learn how to budget and cook all of these meals without spending a whole lot of money. Because my goal is to save money on groceries and cook budget-friendly meals without breaking the bank. And as always, I'd love to hear down in the comments section, what is your favorite side dish? And also, what is your favorite dessert that you cook with your dinners? All right, friends, until next time, take care of your families, and I will see you in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.